Thinking.
Hello, thank you for joining us this week for a special Big Beer Friday. We're here in Anchorage, Alaska. We're at 49th State Brewing Company. Awesome facility here. I'm joined by Dave, the head of brewing operations here. And we have got a nice assortment of beers that we're going to try here. We've got some growler, crowler, and bottle action, so we're going to throw them to the Fizzics system, talk about them, let everybody know a little bit about 49th Brewing Company, 49th State, anyone who hasn't made it out this way, let you know a little bit about the company history and, of course, the beers. So I'll start pouring. We're going to start off with this lager here, special 907 Frontier style lager. While I get this going, why don't you tell us about the beer?
Yeah, absolutely. So our 907 Frontier style lager, it's our latest launch into bottles. Think of Vienna style lager that we've kind of taken and made our own, given a little more character. Alaska is kind of full of characters, so that's what we've kind of done to the beer to kind of make it our own. So kind of to the uninitiated, maybe if you don't know what a Vienna style lager is, it's like an amber lager, right? So our goal with this beer, that's beautiful. Our goal with this beer is to kind of give it as much malty character as possible without detracting at all from the drinkability. So you still want it to finish clean and crisp, but you want a little bit of kind of caramel note, a little bit of toast, a little bit of kind of biscuity note in it. So not many people are doing an amber lager in Alaska. Amber is the best number one selling category in Alaskan craft beer, but not many people that I know of are doing this kind of amber lager. So,
well, cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thanks for hosting. This smells great.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
Clean lager fermentation with a little bit of like that bready, toasty malt undertone.
Absolutely. Yeah, we use a Bohemian lager strain. So it's, lagers are those beers that they take a lot of time. It's that cold ferment. Our typical ale can come out in a couple weeks. This is about a 6-week beer, but it's worth the patience.
Yeah,
I think,
the extra tank time and extra lagering conditioning stages.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I think you nailed it. Beautiful clarity there, full flavored, but also like balanced and very drinkable.
Awesome.
Which I think is good for the anyone who's overwhelmed and just getting into craft beer. It's try a good amber lager that's open to the flavor, but also not too hard to drink, pretty balanced.
Right on. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, that's what we go for. I mean, it's a craft beer for everybody. I think if you're a beer nerd like I am, I don't say that in a derogatory way. I'm a total beer geek. You can appreciate kind of that lager and that balance there, but we want this to be approachable for anybody, for it to be there. This is like my everyday after work beer.
Shift beer.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. This is my shifty for sure. So, yeah.
So why don't we tell the viewers out there a little bit about 49th State? How did the name is kind of kind of explains itself. The last 49th State. A little bit about the company history. When you guys open and what's your style of craft that you like to put out?
Sure. Yeah. So 49th State Brewing Company was started by two guys, David McCarthy and Jason Motika. We're actually in our 8th year of operation as a brewery. This is our first year in the Anchorage facility, but our 8th year of operation. And just two guys who are super passionate about brewing, about the restaurant industry, about hospitality. We really, even us brewers that are really focused on beer quality, it's all about hospitality, showing people what Alaska is all about. So we started 8 years ago as a brewery with nothing but an old bus barn up in Denali National Park, which is 240 miles from here, our original brew pub. It was an old bus barn and a Sabco brewing system. So
Does it still get pilot action these days?
The Sabco Brew Magic still serves as a yeast propagator for us, right? If we need to prop some yeast, it doesn't get a whole lot of time as pilot. Our 10-barrel system here at this brew pub will pilot some batches to step up to our production system up there. So
how big is that one?
It's only a 15-barrel system, but also if you were to see it, they've got 45-barrel fermenters. They can really crank out some good. It's a premier Premier Stainless system, so it's very well automated. It's very consistent in its product. Here in Anchorage, we've got a 10-barrel, 2-vessel JV Northwest system, and it's
a lot more hands-on.
Yeah, a lot more hands-on. You got to be really in tune with what you're doing. But yeah, so they started with the Sabco, realized that they were not going to be able to keep up and sell, the one beer that would take them 2-3 weeks to brew, they would sell out in a day, right? They tell people fresh beer on tap, and they sell out in a day. So quickly stepped up to a 5-barrel Premier Stainless system up there. That lasted about 2 years before they couldn't keep up, and then sold that and got the 15-barrel system up there. But yeah, we've just kind of been building from the ground up. They've got 49 State Brewing Company, which is like it looks like this, like we have here, this kind of bringing Alaska indoors, right? And making it be all about Alaska. It looks like that up there, but a little miniaturized, right? This is a pretty big facility.
Yeah, this is it's a pretty gorgeous place here. A lot of like repurposed wood and like big wooden tables that look like cut straight from a tree.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a cool mural behind us here of the whole brewing process.
Yeah. Just
across from us, to the other side here, we see the big body of water in the mountains. We're kind of up on the roof level, so beautiful views here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we used a lot of local artists. Abby drew this for us. A lot of local woodworkers to make like our whiskey wall that we have downstairs. We actually the barrels that are the barrel staves that are on the wall that make up our barrel walls are actually barrels that we used in production. We've got about 30 to 40 barrels at a time that we use, and when we retire them, we kind of clean them, sand them down, and make our walls out of them. So it's a labor of love, but yeah.
It's the little things, yeah. It's got a great vibe in here. It really nails like the Alaska and the brewery and like the rustic feel. And I've been told the food here is great too. So
food is great.
I'm gonna go ahead and believe that, and you guys nailing it.
Yeah. Tommy and Daniel do a really good job for us. So yeah.
Next one we're gonna get into here is the Solstice IPA. We've got some pretty sweet crowler artwork here, recommending the proper glassware, which we're doing a great job of today.
Yep.
Got to respect the beer, serve it in its best light. That's what we're all about here.
Yeah, we're huge on glassware. Absolutely. We've got, I think, 6 different glasses that we use intentionally, from our kind of Willie pint, which is a ½ liter. These are kind of our Pilsner glasses. We've got our Tech U's, we've got tulips, we've got wheat glasses. So
all about the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brewers make great liquid. You just got to get it to their mouths. Try to screw it up in the meantime.
Yeah, right.
It gets packaged.
Right. So this is Solstice. Solstice IPAs are kind of core year-round offering. It's certainly my everyday IPA. It's West Coast in feel, West Coast in style. 7%, 70 IBU, nice and balanced. Really citrusy, citrus with like a balance of kind of tropical as well. Heavy in those American Seas, Citra, Cascade, Centennial, hint of Mosaic in the dry hop, some Columbus and Chinook in there too for good measure. But
a lot of the big American hitters in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers, man. It smells great.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, definitely West Coast. It's got that it's got a good malt body to it, but it's definitely the flavors are driven by those like waves of tropical and piney.
Yeah.
Dank, grassy.
Yeah. We don't mind experimenting. Like, I mean, we've got 20 different taps downstairs, so we're constantly experimenting. We've gotten into the kind of that Northeast Vermont style IPA as well, that are kind of like really big in body and a little bit sweeter and more hops in the tail end, which is great and fun. But this is kind of more my everyday. It's got that balance to it,
It's got the bitterness you're looking for.
Those
juice bombs. I mean, there's tons of hops in there, but they're all added at the end. But they're good in their own right.
Yeah.
Definitely different subcategories, pretty far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color too.
Yeah, so I actually just filled this crowler downstairs. We've got a fridge with to-go crowlers that are filled pretty much every day, but I just filled this one into the crowler this morning. So this is, brewed here, fresh right off the tap. This beer is probably about 7 days old. I can guarantee you in this building, with the amount of IPA we run through and the amount of IPA that we brew, you'll never get an IPA on tap here that's more than like 17 days old. So
wow.
that's how quick we run through the IPA here. So
all you
fresh.
hopheads in the driving distance from Alaska, or get on a plane, come out here if you want your fresh IPAs. It's a really good one.
Cheers.
Leaving some good lacing on the glass. Got the proper glassware, super clean.
We've got glass
fresh.
rinsers here. That's also key, right? Goes through the dishwasher. We do the glass rinser every time to kind of assure that lacing and assure that you keep that nice foam cap on there that drives that aroma.
Right, and that's kind of the big thing about Fizzics is the foam. Is what we found is super important to increase the head retention, release more of your volatile aroma compounds to enhance your flavor, and then the mouthfeel, of course, which I think you'll really see here on this next stout, or this next beer, Big Imperial Stout we're about to get into. So this is a true Big Beer Friday right here. Why don't you take over? You're the expert here on this one.
Yeah. So this beer actually, because it's so thick and viscous, I mean, it'll be pretty difficult to get any kind of head on this thing. Good on you with Fizzics if you can get one, but it's like so thick that it's hard for the carbonation to actually even come out of suspension.
Let's see, that's where Fizzics will shine.
I literally, when I poured this in the growler, there was like nothing. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Beauty.
All right, man. I'm a believer now.
Yeah, so I was going to say, like, this is your first time seeing Fizzics in action. What are your...
Yeah.
I'm going to let you get in there and taste this one, see what you notice with the aroma and the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
But what are your first impressions of this gizmo here?
I'm pretty honest. I mean, it's kind of blowing my mind. I've heard about you guys for a couple of years, but I hadn't ever seen it really in action live.
Use that good cascade. Let's get a zoom in on
that's
that for
beautiful.
the viewers.
That's beautiful. So this beer, this is the Intrepid, right? This is a beer that we had Nick Streeter come up from Cigar City Brew Pub and brew this with us at our Healy Brewery with Vince LaRochelle. He's our head brewer up there in Healy. So this is a massive beer, an 11% Imperial Stout. We used about 100 pounds of late-run Hilton Birchworks birch syrup that was harvested in Talkeetna. We went through and kind of walked through the early run to the late run, and so it has this late-run birch syrup has this like molasses character to it that we loved. We added that. It's a massive amount of birch syrup. And then kind of the kicker here is we use 2 pounds per barrel of Sitka spruce tips that were harvested in
That's
Skagway.
a decent amount of spruce tips,
It's a lot of spruce tips, and that's what gives it, like, it has this kind of like raspberry cordial character that works really well with the chocolate without it being like a fruit beer.
Wow, yeah.
That's what we really love about it. One thing we really try to do here is bring, it's not just the aesthetic, it's bring those flavors of Alaska into our beer. So whether it's like our smoked Marzen that's like reminds me of like the campfire growing up, or our spruce tip cream ale, just the tip that we brew here locally, or the spruce tips in this beer, we always try to incorporate some local flavor into it. So.
And this is super unique too. Like, there's tons and tons of big Imperial Stouts out there, but this thing separates itself with a combination of birch syrup. Not, typically it's like maple syrup you hear about.
Right.
So you're doing the birch syrup and the spruce tip. Definitely an Alaska spin-off on it. And I like the fact that it was a collaboration, and it's definitely delicious. And I know what you said about like the fruitiness coming through, which is from the spruce itself.
The spruce tip. It's funny because there's spruce tip beers throughout the country, but the spruce tip that you get on the East Coast or like the Midwest, like Michigan area, it's not the same as the Sitka. It's got to be Sitka spruce tip if you want that kind of raspberry character. And I mean, the funny thing is that when you say raspberry, some people are anti-fruit beer, like, nah, I wouldn't like that. But it's like everything you love about the berry without any of that syrupy sweet heaviness.
It's pretty amazing,
Yeah.
I see this going great with like chocolate like dessert.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do a little raspberry on there.
Yeah, absolutely. So spruce tip is probably my favorite local ingredient to use. We use it in 3 beers a year. Our spruce tip cream ale, it's super light drinkable. This Imperial Stout, and we do a spruce tip double IPA too, called it Lupulin Rush. Like we'll brew it once a year. The thing with spruce tips is you have like 2 weeks in the spring to harvest them, and then they're done. Once they grow beyond that tip, it's done, and you don't get that nice character to it. So you got to be ready. They're actually
It's like the
harvesting
rush of wet hops.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like it's our spring harvest versus the fall wet hop harvest. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I think you curated a nice little range of beers here for this Big Beer Friday, and we're gonna slowly consume the rest of these here and enjoy our time at 49th State. Maybe get some food. But yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Absolutely.
And thank everybody for viewing. Stay tuned for the next one, and cheers.